Premier Ford, thank you for spending a few minutes with us. We appreciate it.
Well, thank you so much, Ed, for coming to our great city, Toronto.
What is your understanding of where things stand with this new tariff war?
Well, there's uncertainty right now. Nothing's worse than uncertainty for investors, for people, for the market. And all I believe is we should sit down and relook at the USMCA deal that, by the way, President Trump created, and he said it was the greatest deal ever. So let's fix it, and let's grow our economy together. Let's build an AMCAN fortress, and two greatest countries in the world to be stronger and richer and wealthier and more prosperous. That's what we need to do. And they're two greatest friends, greatest allies. I always start every interview. I love the Americans. I've spent 20 years of my life in the U.S., in Chicago and New Jersey, and I know all Canadians love Americans. I know Americans love Canadians. I've talked to many people, governors, senators, congressmen and women, and even Republicans behind closed doors are telling me this is the craziest thing they've ever seen, and they don't know which is the next move for President Trump. The only person that knows is President Trump.
Yeah. There's talk, and by the time this interview is over, for all we know, he may announce that there'll be a 1-month reprieve for anything that's manufactured and moved around under USMCA.
Yes.
That's virtually everything in Ontario, right?
For the most part, there are a few items, but again, he said that before, and he switched his mind a few days later or a week later. So once I touch a stove and I get burnt once, I don't touch that stove again. He needs to drop all tariffs. We need to sit down, all three countries, and work out the USMCA deal.
And somehow all Mexican goods, for now at least, are exempt. So Mexico's getting out of this.
Yes.
Canada isn't. Why do you think what's he got against Canada?
I'm not too sure. You'd have to ask President Trump this, but I'll tell you, we're the #1 customer. We buy more goods than anyone in the world, more than Mexico. We buy over 400% more cars off the U.S. than Mexico, 200% more than any other country in the world. We're two of the greatest nations in the world. Let's build. I always say when it comes to the auto sector, you can't unscramble an egg that's been around since 1960, the auto pack. Let's create a larger omelet. That's what we need to do.
You had a conversation this week with the Commerce Secretary of the United States, Howard Lutnick.
Yes.
Our understanding is it got a little salty.
Well, I don't call it salty. First of all, Secretary Lutnick is an extremely smart individual. And I just, asked him, you've seen the markets tumble. That's his area of expertise. We have to put an end to this. This is mass chaos right now around North America and actually around the world. Everyone's watching. The two closest friends and allies, have a trade war. It's unacceptable. So we need to get down to the brass tacks, sit down and start hammering out this deal.
He asked you to basically call off all the retaliatory tariffs on the United States?
To a certain degree.
And you told him?
No.
And he didn't like that?
Well, I can't really answer if he didn't like it. I'm sure he didn't. But, something, I feel we can make a deal with the president and Secretary Lutnick. And the thing that's ironic, we may disagree on many things with President Trump. There's no doubt this guy's a hard negotiator. He's obviously a smart business person, and so is Secretary Lutnick. But he underestimated the resilience and the strength of the Canadian people. And the American people, which I absolutely love, they just kind of didn't wake up. That's the wrong word, but really it came to their attention 3 days ago when all heck was breaking loose. The market dropped $3 trillion and their assembly lines would close. He ran on a mandate to create jobs and lower inflation, and it's worked totally opposite. So he needs to straighten this out, and it's one person, that's President Trump.
I heard you use the word war. You